Google founder says terrible things about developers. Welcome to Startup Hack. I'm Spencer Thomason, and here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers and build custom software solutions. So I do a lot of work as a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and a solid 25 years in software development, I've mastered the art of transforming technology teams and products. All right, so let's dig into our topic today. This topic has been causing quite a stir. Google's former CEO and chairman, Eric Schmidt, recently said some pretty controversial things about developers. His comments touched on work-life balance, the culture of startups, and even took a jab at how Google and other companies operate today. So let's break this down and go over it. So what exactly did Eric Schmidt say that's got everyone talking? So during an intimate discussion at Stanford, Schmidt stated, Google decided that work-life balance and going home early and working from home is more important than winning. And the reason startups work is because the people work like crazy. Now, that's a pretty blunt statement and a pretty blunt assessment. He essentially criticized the modern approach to work-life balance, suggesting that it's holding companies back from achieving greatness. It's a stark contrast to the current trend of promoting flexibility and remote work. So Schmidt didn't stop there. He went on to say, if you all leave the university and go found a company and they're not going to let people work from home and only come in one day a week. According to Schmidt, the success of early Google and other startups was built on intense, almost relentless work. This statement feeds into the stereotype of hustle culture that's often associated with startup life. But is it really the only way to succeed? Schmidt seems to think so, and that sparked a lot of debate among developers and tech leaders alike. So Schmidt's comments raise an important question. What kind of culture are we promoting in tech? If the only path to success is to work like crazy, where does that leave developers who value work-life balance? This mentality might have worked in the early days of Silicon Valley, but the industry has evolved. Today, many developers prioritize flexibility, mental health, and a sustainable work environment. Schmidt's remarks challenges this shift, and it's worth asking whether the old way is really the best way. Now, let's talk about work-life balance and how it's a competitive edge. So we're going to flip the script for a second. While Schmidt argues that intense work is necessary to win, there's a growing body of evidence that suggests that work-life balance can actually be a competitive advantage. Companies that offer flexibility and support their employees' well-being often see a higher productivity and lower turnover. In a world where talent is in high demand, offering a better quality of life could be what sets a company apart. So while Schmidt's point about winning is valid, the question is whether the ends justify the means. So today's developers are entering the workforce with a different expectation than those of early days of Google. Many value remote work, flexible hours, and the ability to balance their personal lives and professional lives. And Schmidt's comments might resonate with a certain segment of the tech community, but for many they feel out of touch. The industry is changing, and so are the people in it. Developers today are looking for more than just a paycheck. They're looking for a career that aligns with their values and their lifestyle. So let's not sugarcoat it. Startup life is intense. Schmidt's comments about working like crazy aren't entirely off the mark. Startups often require long hours and level of commitment that can be exhausting. But does that mean that it's the only way to succeed? Not necessarily. While some startups thrive on this model, others are finding ways to achieve success without burning out all of their team. It's all about finding the right balance between hard work and stability. Now, Schmidt obviously isn't a big fan of remote work. His critique of remote work is another hot topic. He implies that remote work isn't conducive to building a successful startup, arguing that face-to-face collaboration is essential. But in the post-pandemic world, remote work has become a norm for most companies. It's proven that teams can be productive and innovative even when they're not in the same physical space. Schmidt's comments may reflect an older mindset, but the reality is that remote work is here to stay, and companies that embrace it could have the upper hand. Now, after the video of Schmidt's discussion was posted online, it was quickly removed and Schmidt issued an apology. This shows that even tech giants like Schmidt aren't immune to the backlash when their views clash with current industry trends. It's a reminder that the tech community is vocal and values progress, both in terms of technology and workplace culture. Schmidt's apology indicates that he may have understated the impact of his words on today's developers. Now, interestingly, Schmidt also touched on the future of AI and its impact on the workforce. He predicted that AI will dramatically change how we work, potentially replacing some jobs, but also creating a lot of new opportunities. This prediction adds another layer to the conversation about work-life balance and the nature of work itself. As AI continues to evolve, it could further shift the dynamics of how companies operate and what is expected of developers. Schmidt's views on AI may be more forward-looking, but they're also a bit unsettling for those concerned about job security. So where do we go from here? Schmidt's comments have sparked a conversation about what it means to be a developer in today's world. The old model of relentless work might still have its place, but it's clear that the industry is moving towards a more balanced approach that allows developers to sustain work. Developers want to do great work, but they also want to live great lives. The future of developer culture will likely involve finding that sweet spot between hard work and well-being. So Schmidt's remarks, controversial as they are, offer some valuable lessons. They remind us that the tech industry is constantly evolving and that what works in the past may not work today. And leaders need to understand that developers alike need to adapt to changes and find new ways to success. Whether it's embracing remote work, prioritizing work-life balance, or leveraging AI, the key is to staying flexible and open to new ideas. Schmidt's comments might not sit well with everyone, but they're a catalyst for important conversations about the future of work. So to wrap it all up, Schmidt's comments challenge us to think critically about the status quo. Should we return to the days of intense, unrelentless work hours? So to wrap it all up, Schmidt's comments challenge us to think critically about the status quo. Should we return to the days of intense, unrelenting work, or is there a better way forward? As someone with 25 years of experience in the industry, I've seen the benefits of both approaches, but I believe the future lies in balance, in creating an environment where developers can thrive both professionally and personally. It's time to rethink what it means to be successful in tech and to create a culture that supports everyone's growth. Now, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers in our licensed software coding boot camps, also to build custom software solutions for companies. So hit us up at startuphack.com, startuphack.com/Spencer, or hit the links down below, and we'll catch you guys next time.